Hello everybody and welcome to Matthew's Corner. Today we have the privilege of speaking with the founder and designer of Matthew Craig Interiors. We're going to ask him a couple questions. He's going to give us a couple answers. We call it a Q&A. Love a good Q&A. So let's get started. So Matthew, thank you for taking this time out of your very busy schedule to sit down and talk with us. I'm going to shoot you a couple questions and I'm going to expect a couple answers. You ready? Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity and I look forward to hearing the questions. Shoot away. Yeah, let's say I want to meet with you and we have our initial consultation. What does that all involve? I mean, how much are you going to ask me? What am I going to have to answer? The initial consultation is really an opportunity for me not only to interview the potential client, but for the potential client to interview me. It's an opportunity for us to ask questions of each other. For me, I want to know what their expectations are. You know, what is it that they hope to gain from the experience? What do they want their home to look like? How they want it to function? Do they have children? Do they have pets? Do they have dinner parties? Do they have cocktail parties? Do they have their kids have sleepovers? All of those questions and answers give a lot of insight into how they live their life. And, not every client is right for me. I'm not right for every client. And that's fair. I think that this is a very personal choice. It's also a time where I get to ask questions about their own personal style, what their aesthetic is, and it gives me an opportunity to ask them to show me imagery that they like, images of rooms or kitchens or pieces of furniture or wallpaper, wherever they find their inspiration. So I collect all of that information. I make sure that I'm up to the task, of course, and I want to make sure that they feel comfortable and they feel comfortable working with me. I give them every opportunity to ask as many questions as they want, not just during the consultation. That continues throughout the process. Got it. All right, well, one more final question. Where do you, sir, find your inspiration? I mean, I find it in God above, but where do you find it, huh? That's all I want to know. That's a great question. I love that question, actually. I find my inspiration everywhere. Initially, I find my inspiration with my client, through my client, learning about what they enjoy, what they like, how they expect their home to perform for them. But inspiration in general for design comes from so many different sources. I find a lot of inspiration on the social media platforms, Instagram, sharing other interior designers sharing their vision and their projects is a great place for inspiration. And what's really, really awesome about how our world works now, we're like a global nation in some respects. We're able to see interior design, furniture design all over the world and what it looks like. And some of what we see looks crazy, and some of what we see looks pretty cool. And some of what we see looks very familiar. But that's a great source of inspiration. Magazines, I'm telling you, I love magazines. I think I'm subscribed to just about every magazine out there. I go through these magazines and I'll tear out pages of things or rooms or items that inspire me. And I stick them up on my office wall just to stay there for a while. And if I'm lost for an idea, I'll step away from the project and go over to my inspiration wall and take a look. And I might see an image of a fireplace that I thought was really, really cool. Maybe they used a fluted marble tile on it, and that's really cool. And so maybe I won't do it exactly like in the image, but I'll use that inspiration of that fluted tile and maybe apply it to the project that I'm currently working on. So here's a closer look at my office. This is my work table. This is where I do what's called scheming, and I lay out different fabric options, wallpapers, wood finishes, flooring, fabrics, tiles, whatever. This is not a current project, but these are some new fabrics that were sent to me from different manufacturers, and I just wanted to play with them to see how they worked out together. And then I've got a couple different sketches of some projects that I've worked on, that I'm continuing to work on. I always sketch out my ideas. I'm kind of old school in that way. I really love putting pen to paper and just trying it out. These are some super cool tiles out of Mexico. Can't wait to use these. I don't know where I'm gonna use them, but they're super, super cool. And I'm excited. I'm excited for them. I mean, who's ever seen a tile like that? Isn't that cool? These are also really cool tiles. These are handmade, three-dimensional. They have what's called a live finish on them. So they do patina because they have some metal flake within the finish itself. And then, of course, this is that inspiration wall that I was talking about earlier. These are some images that I pulled either from Instagram or from different magazines. Just some ideas that I really like that island looking like a cube of marble, I think is super cool. And of course, the metal and glass window there is really cool. And then this, I just love the aesthetic of this hall. And I actually know that artist. He's a Seattle artist, and he does amazing stuff. His name is Alfred Harris. He also created that, which I buy myself a piece of original art for my birthday every year. This is a room that my previous boss did, and I thought it was really, really cool. I love the coloring and the different textures and what have you. Rick Owens creates some amazing furniture pieces. There's that fluted marble that I was talking about. I think that's a super cool fireplace. And I mean, this is hella hot. I love it. Love, love, love it. Yeah. So this is some of my inspiration. It's not real pretty on the wall. I use painter's tape because it peels off so easy and it doesn't stick to the image itself. And then I have some architectural images that I thought were really, really cool. Yeah, maybe one day that'll come into play. And then here are some of my books. I have in some magazines. I pull these out, you can see the little tabs of paper on pages that had interesting things that I wanted to explore. Yep. So. Well, that was all very informative, and we really appreciate your time answering these questions and giving us those answers. Q&A. Love a Q&A. So that wraps it up. This episode of Matthew's Corner. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you feel inspired to pass on those referrals to Matthew and his team here. He's a Gemini. There's two of them. So anyway, peace out. Love your brothers and sisters. Have a great week.